Vice presidential nominees J.D. Vance and Tim Walz face off in what may be the final debate before the November election.
The two men used the majority of their time not criticizing each other, but taking aim at the candidates at the top of the ticket. The VP hopefuls offering differing visions of what American leadership should look like, highlighting the sharp policy differences between the two tickets.
KTLA's John Finolio joins us now with a look at tonight's debate. John.
Yeah, sure, Micah. This was a much different debate than the one we saw between former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. It was civil, respectful, and largely focused on policy. There were flashpoints over immigration, a vulnerability for Democrats, and abortion, a weak spot for Republicans. But escalating tensions in the Middle East were the subject of the first line of questioning. It began with a handshake. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz facing off in New York for the first and only vice presidential debate before the election in just 5 weeks. With tensions flaring in the Middle East after Iran fired dozens of missiles at Israel overnight, the first question was about foreign policy. The candidates asked if they would support a preemptive strike by Israel against Iran.
Israel's ability to be able to defend itself is absolutely fundamental. Getting its hostages back, fundamental. It's clear, and the world saw it on that debate stage a few weeks ago. A nearly 80-year-old Donald Trump talking about crowd sizes is not what we need in this moment.
Governor Walz, you blame Donald Trump. Who has been the vice president for the last 3.5 years? And the answer is your running mate, not mine. Donald Trump consistently made the world more secure.
On immigration,
we have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
Walz firing back, blaming Trump for killing a bipartisan border bill.
As soon as I was getting ready to pass and actually tackle this, Donald Trump said no, told them to vote against it because it gives him a campaign issue.
There was a combative exchange over abortion.
We can be a big and diverse country where we respect people's freedom of conscience and make the country more pro-baby and pro-family.
This is a very simple proposition. These are women's decisions to make about their health care decisions and the physicians who know best when they need to do this.
The candidates also sparring over gun violence, climate change, health care, housing, and the economy.
So when people say that Donald Trump's economic plan doesn't make sense, I say look at the record. He delivered rising take-home pay for American workers. Now, Tim admirably admits that they want to undo the Trump tax cuts.
Kamala Harris has said to do the things she wants to do, we'll just ask the wealthiest to pay their fair share. When you do that, our system works best, more people are participating in it, and folks have the things that they need.
If the measure of a VP debate is to do no harm, do you think both candidates achieved that tonight?
I think J.D. Vance actually helped a bit. I think he made this candidacy look, for lack of a better term, more normal and sane. And I think Tim Walz stumbled a bit. I don't think that he was a plus tonight. The big takeaway here, I think, is that J.D. Vance is just a good debater and a better debater than Tim Walz. And he was very measured. They were both very civil.
Contentious at times, but respectful throughout. The candidates ending the night like they began it, by shaking hands. All right, tomorrow Vance heads to Michigan. That's where Trump's going to be campaigning on Thursday. For his part, Walz kicks off a bus tour through swing state Pennsylvania. Meantime, VP Harris is in Georgia and other states impacted by Hurricane Helene. Just 35 days until the election. Back to you.
John, thank you.